Your opinion on the drafts, Leo? Last words on it.
I want to see the Sigrill work, man. It didn't work with Yangon, hopefully with Liquid.
We thought it would be Alter Ego bringing in the unique Morgilla, crazy ideas, but it's Team Liquid Philippines showing up with Rome Tigreal and XP Khalid. Naisu, Trex, bring it on, let's go!
The Tigreal is real. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this match. It's a best of 5. The lower bracket gauntlet continues for Alter Ego and, of course, Team Liquid from the Philippines here. And whoever wins this series immediately will have to face off against the Giants. Whoa, JP. All right, they'll have to face off against the Giants, Trex. How are we feeling about the draft here?
I mean, there's definitely a couple off-brand picks, but I do think that happens on both sides. We have the Tigreal that didn't work previously, but we also have this Kagura with a 0% win rate.
Yeah.
So both teams have some picks, the Tigreal and the Kagura, that take a lot to work.
Yeah.
They have a good skill ceiling. Even though the Tigreal seems like an easy-to-go hero, if you're not landing those implosions, there's a problem.
Yeah, and I feel like Liquid too, despite the many questions we already have regarding this draft, so long as OHEB shows us a similar gameplay as he did on this squad yesterday, then I feel like they will at least be fine. But that is knowing that they're up against Arfi on the Freya, and Arfi on the Freya is a completely different beast, so
yeah,
we'll have to see him exert double the effort if he wants to actually manage this lane at least.
I feel like a lot of teams obviously have done that. They've gone to the Freya against the Claude, and like you mentioned, Arfi is one of those players that brought it out for one of the first times throughout M7. It's worked so far so good against the Claude specifically, and you know, again, that's why the work for OHEB is going to be a little bit tougher as this game goes on, but also Sanford on the Khalid, something we don't see too often. You know, Khalid picked up in the XP lane where you're used to seeing it in the roam, especially in the hands of JP, but this amount of crowd control could also to prove to be a problem for Alter Ego as they try to fight these objectives. You can see Carl TZ giving the go for this positioning. Turtle's gonna break out.
Oh, look, Hijime actually going in. Zones out enough of the members of Liquid, and Yazukee finding Sanji right there, raging. Sanford landing on 3, however. Sanford fighting back, but Nino too, zoning them just the same, and as Sanford goes down next, it's a double for Yazukee.
An amazing response from Alter Ego. Team Liquid, I felt like, should have had the advantage. We're looking at the mid side. OHEB will get away safely, but still, having the Basha, you feel like there should be some advantage there. But Yazukee quickly switched shifts. Listen, we weren't going for the turtle. It was a bait, and they find Sanjin at that point. It's an easy win for Alter Ego.
And I think we saw that slight knockup too, helping Alter Ego dealing with OHEB, and maybe that's all that they need, because right now, they can be the ones playing aggressive.
Yazukee with 2 early kills on this Joy against the GOAT Carl TZ, man. You know that, like, especially in the difference in terms of the rotational speeds with this Joy and also the lead that you get, provides to be quite a bit of damage in the hands of Alter Ego, and that's already what we saw. Set up.
They're gonna commit on JP. Still gets to cast the implosion, but there won't be enough follow-up. Carl TZ is having a very hard time getting out of this, and Yazuke's now on a killing spree, but a response from Stanford and Sanji!
But Sanford goes down. Team Liquid thinks they have the answer to this full brunt attack, and there was nothing for them.
Team Liquid is the one getting stampeded right now at this point in the game. It just feels weird because you're used to seeing them control early game. Well, right now, Alter Ego has brought this composition and gotten the advantage.
Listen, Team Liquid isn't getting stampeded. They're charging towards the attack titan right now. They're getting rocks thrown at them, horses just going down. And you know, the problem is what is going to be the answer to this Joy? It's 3-1 and 2 already.
Yep.
There's practically 0 crowd control except for the Tigreal. Yazukee is going to be all over the place if this continues like this.
Oh, gets the flicker out, but the implosion will be there to catch him. Now he gets a response with the Tsunami Slap and the Tidal Strike. JP still trying to walk away though, but Nino will be there to try and stop him, and JP too will not survive.
And the crowd is erupting right now. Every time Team Liquid thinks they get a play, Alter Ego snaps back. And normally, when I'm casting Team Liquid games, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Team Liquid might not want to get brawly with these guys right now.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know, part of that is they just don't let up, and that's what Alter Ego has to do. Everything that's happened so far will get them this next objective. Second turtle in their hand. Carl Teasy will be stopped in his tracks. Whoa!
Oh, that's a multiple knockup coming in. But then Yazukee all alone, dealing with almost every single member. Sanji trying to deal with Nino right in front of him, but it's not going to be enough. And on the other side of the map too, JP once again falling. It's only Carl Teasy and OHEB left.
An alter ego continues to stomp forward. Team Liquid just running face first into a wall right now.
This is the tough part. Oh, Arfi? He should be able to get away.
Okay, gets slowed down just a bit. OHEB, okay.
All right, that's a pickup that they needed. Team Liquid has to start looking for things that they can take off the map because so far control is not in their favor.
At this point, OHEB will be the golden ticket. He's 1-0-0 right now.
Oh, it's easy.
Oh, he stole away that buff. Sanji with a better airstrike, trying to help him there. Alec will go for the setup, but now the team fight split up. Carl Teasy goes down first, but so will Alec for the trade.
Jungle for Rome, though, a fair trade for Alter Ego. The gold continues to go into their lead, but that one kill did go into the hands of OHEB, putting him at 2-0-0. And as I was saying, he is the golden ticket for Team Liquid right now, the last chance.
Yep.
But it is a ride. Luckily, since he hasn't taken any deaths, he's been able to get some free farm up in the top side, though. RP
once again, can he
okay.
handle this? Yazukee will be there, but the BMI somehow still saves OHEB. Carl Teasy to stop him, but it's not going to be enough. Yazukee still picks up the kill. A stun from Sanji, but the yin-yang overturn, he has to avoid it. And now Hijume, he's showing what this Kagura is all about.
It's just like Trek said, man. Every punch that TL decides to throw, there's a counter punch from Alter Ego. They're doing such a great job at overlapping their rotations, overlapping the abilities that they have here to answer what TL throws at them. And that is going to continue to keep them ahead in this game and set them up the best possible way. Once the Lord comes into play, they should be able to go ahead and secure the third turtle. Carl Teasy will go ahead and grab his purple buff and get in to rotate. But OHEB, like you mentioned, Trex, might just be the one to cause this game to flip over. But Alter Ego has solved that for now.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him do it before, right? He gets the Trinity in, one big, wait.
Oh, another setup on JP, but JP still had the implosion! Catches 3, but RP is unstoppable on this Freya! Sanford couldn't do much as well. It tried to zone out the other members. Another attempt with the title strike. Carl Teasy's next. Sanford the raging Sanford, but he too might go down. Fortunately has the flicker, but they're all forced under the turret.
Nino, call the ambulance, because Alter Ego is pulling up at this point. Team Liquid, multiple members go down. That's 3 turtles over to them. It doesn't feel like there's an answer every time they set something up. I know Nino's not on a flashy here right now, and it looks like it's all Arfi, but every time a feathered airstrike comes down, Nino jumps on to Sanji, and it's just unplayable. The Farza can't get more than 2 of those feathered airstrikes to come down.
That's how you deal with it. You know, you kind of stop the amount of uptime that feathered airstrike has, and so far Alter Ego's been able to do that. Especially the Kagura, like the pressure with the Kagura is there, and that's what's actually either popped the Purify from Sanji or even OHEB, and then they're able to follow through. Looking at the items here too, you can see there's still tons of grounds to cover here, especially, again, Arfi is locked in for the most part. He's able to go ahead and just duel someone if he wants to with Corrosive Scythe. Battle Axe locked in, working on his next. You've already got a Holy Crystal and a Genius Wand as well for Yazukee, and that is what is causing such amount of burst when they follow through with the combos against TL.
Arfi as well, but wait a second, Tsunami Slam, everyone should be okay unless they try to force this. But Arfi picks up the Corrosive Scythe, goes into War Axe, and now he's working on an Endless Battle. Nice true damage going to be coming through to deal with Carl Teasy in the front line, to deal with JP. And we're seeing that Carl Teasy tries to find a way in on this Basha, but he's just getting gut checked every time he runs in.
Yeah.
It's a little weird too, just because, again, this is not a hero you usually see on Sanford. You can see that Sanford isn't necessarily able to do what you're used to see him doing on the likes of like a Yuzhong, for example, or even the Uranus or Narla, or like whatever he decides to pick up.
Yep.
This is different, so he has to approach these fights differently, and sometimes you might say, well, he's got the Raging Sandstorm, why doesn't he use it? But even so, if he gets that setup, they just necessarily don't have the damage yet with this lineup. I mean, you're 7,000 behind. You need time to go ahead and build up. There are some key items being picked up here, but it might be some time. He does pick up a Malefic Roar.
Damage Khalid, yeah.
He win. Yeah, but he went for Blade of Habit is second, I'm pretty sure. He just got in the Blade of Habitus. Heptases.
Flame Heps, yep.
Sorry,
And the Malefic Aurora.
and so Malefic Roar went first. Normally it's the other way around. So that could be a reason why we saw a slightly lack of damage from him in the early phase. Trying to get those big picks, and maybe it makes the difference now, but still it's so hard to land on a Hijime.
Another setup on JP. Still gets to dash out though, but then RP might just get punished here! That's the setup with the Raging Sandstorm and the Blazing Joint coming in from OHEB. Now they're trying to target down Nito. Alec very low on HP as well. Somehow Team Liquid have regained control over the objective.
Oh, they have control of it, but Lord is still for the taking here, knowing they have the numbers advantage. What can Yazukee do here if he goes in?
Okay, they don't fight Yazukee just yet. Might get to punish Hijime.
Oh!
Throws out the umbrella in a weird direction, and now there goes the title strike. They won't go for a setup anymore. Alec doesn't have the Tsunami Slap with another strike. Might just finish off the kill. But Yazukee finding two. It's OM and Sanford going down. Carl TZ might just be next, and that's a triple for Yazukee.
Yazukee waited patiently and it all paid off.
I'm watching him, I'm waiting for that green dot to pop up. He used the electrifying beats already. He hung out in the tri-bush, and Carl Teasy, instead of checking it, goes for Hijime. So it buys Yazukee enough time. And I'm a little worried when he came in, but no, he had enough damage. He's able to turn that whole thing into his hands, and now the Lord is into the hands of Alter Ego.
My goodness, man. There's been talks about Yazukee and what he's been able to accomplish up to this point, and imagine he is 9-1-6, started so strong on this Joy pick, and against Carl Teasy too. I mean, the game plan was apparent from TL. They wanted to go and just get the kills, not so much commit to the Lord, because they want to go ahead and get some shutdowns, get some crucial gold for them, but it didn't happen. Alter Ego responded really well and kept things under control. And now they've got the Lord, so they can go ahead and get ready to get to the base of TL. They are massively ahead in most departments. Yeah, the roam nearly isn't different there, but it's still difficult for JP to exactly decide, is this a fight we should take? Should we set up here? And then even for Sanford to follow through. He's gonna go for a little bit defensiveness now because of the amount of magic damage that is coming out from Alter Ego's lineup.
All of them had to prioritize the magic defense first, but then you also have to deal with RP. You have to deal with the other members too. Whoa, Feathered Airstrike. They will be focusing on clearing down the Lord first.
Might be a slight mess up on the push there, but still they do get the Holy Defense off on the bottom tower before the Lord connects, so they get a lot of damage onto that, but tier 2 in the mid still standing, but with the AK gold lead, Alter Ego aren't going to slow it down, they're not going to freeze lanes, they want more out of this push.
See how they approach it. Again, tier 2's all going to fall. They set up here under the top.
Kumenaka flicker from Hijime takes down Sanji. There's the implosion. Sanford to finish off Hijime onto the back lines. We are going to take a look at OBT though because he cannot tack the damage anymore. Everyone's getting bursted down. Not even the Blazing Doing is enough. Another triple, but this time for RP. And this might just be it for Alter Ego.
They have to wait for the minions to push in, but they're nearly there. They see the win in sight.
All they need is a few more seconds. Alter Ego Esports in a dominating fashion might just put an end to game number 1. Sanji Feathered Airstrike, but that's all that he's got.
What?
A shutdown on Yazukee though. They might have just saved the game.
Have they saved the game? Although the Feathered Airstrike comes out with big value. How does TL make it happen?
In a matter of seconds, Team Liquid survives. This is what we love MLBB for. Team Liquid still in the game. Yes, the gold lead is huge, but with a comeback like that, with a survivability like that, just about anything is possible from this point.
That is one of the biggest defensives so far that we've seen in M7 to buy more time. Again, we're gonna look at the replay here, brought to us by Visa. Look at this, it's all initiated here on the bottom side. They get a great team fight in their favor, you throwing everything at TL, but then because the waves weren't pushed the way that they needed to actually end the game here, it took a little bit too long, and you see that 20 seconds for Sanji on the death timer. At that point, bought him enough time to change the course of that defense. Now, what does this mean? Does it change much? Not too much. They stayed in the game, but this Lord is up, and now Alter Ego is starting it up.
I don't know, man. You never count out Team Liquid. It might not change too much, but it buys more time, and we're closing in on the 15-minute mark. Gold is getting past the 40K mark for both teams, and things are going to get more and more aggressive from Team Liquid as we move forward.
We're going to focus on the hero, Sanji with a veteran airstrike too, but Yazukee just goes in for the dive! OHEB goes down first! A very unfortunate sequence of events for Team Liquid after that defense, and double kill once again for RP. Sanford finds the trade on Yazukee, however, but Sanji somehow dodges this, but not the attempt from 3 members of Alter Ego.
It didn't change too much. We're back in the base, but this time, Alter Ego will be able to take game 1 under their belt. And there you go. The series started out strong by Alter Ego, and that's going to be the first loss, by the way, for Claude from OHEB. And that's tough to deal with because it just seemed like, I don't know, the draft wasn't working in their favor, but every team fight from start to finish.
Has to win this game, I gotta admit. If they bring out this kind of lineup, this is them saying, we want to take control of the series, the momentum. And if they lose this, I don't know if they can recover with this Indonesian crowd as Alter Ego look to challenge the Golden Road. Game number 2, who do you think is going to win, a Liquid or Alter Ego? Type it off in the chat as Nisu, Trexen, we're going to call the action.
To take control of the series, you got to start here in game 2, taking control of the map, I feel like, with this composition from TL. We'll see if Alter Ego can do what they did in game 1, where they started strong and they carried on throughout the game.
You know, on paper, I do honestly really like Alter Ego's draft. Team Liquid, they have the wild card picks though. You have teleportation.
Yeah.
You have the power of movement. You have the power of surprise. Alter Ego does have answers. The Lilia, we haven't, I think this is our first see of it so far from Swiss to now?
We've seen it, yep. We've seen the Lily a couple times,
It
actually.
answers well to Carl Teasy.
Yep.
It's a beautiful answer to Carl Teasy.
Yep.
You have the Cho, which is a great answer to Sanji on the Luo Yi. Overall, Alter Ego does have good answers around the map.
Yeah. Oh, JP though, going for the engage, forced to flicker out. I sort of agree, but I'd also want to trust
Have
somehow in Liquid and their objective capabilities, because this is a utility jungler that we're talking about in the hands of Carl Teasy, one of his specialties even, and it's not just that, they have more than just 1 or 2 ways to take control of the map. This is the Luo Yi Claude that we're talking about, so worst comes to worst, at least they have that long-range BMI to work with.
Again, this is, you know, Sanford on the Yuzhong, very different from the Khalid that we saw him in game 1, but even so, Arfi, again, he's undefeated on this Freya, had a great game in the last one. Hijime bringing out the Lilia, I think, is going to be kind of annoying to deal with, especially because of the way the poke works and the ability to potentially cause enough damage within a team fight, especially depending on how Hijime builds this out, that it gives them this kind of fighting prowess against the macro level of this. Arfi could be in trouble. Is he going to go 1v2? No, he's fine enough with that Valkyrie form.
You know, if I'm thinking of win cons for Team Liquid, we need to see Sanford be aggressive in this early phase. He's the major damage dealer. Carl Teasy needs to be able to get these objectives. Look at the damage!
Called it, but Carl Teasy doesn't survive that. Sanford picks up the kill on Yazukee though, but he does get traded out. So all that to lose Carl.
Yeah, you lose Carl. No one commits to the turtle just yet. They might go ahead and grab it once Yasuke gets back there, but still, Carl's here now too, so I think they want to give it a round 2.
Okay, and now it's Nino who they look to target. Will walk safely under the turtle and gets to dodge the combo from Sanji. Now they set up for the turtle objective. Alec trying to disrupt them just a bit. JP2 going for the zone. There's the stun, but the way of the dragon is used onto him. Hijime going for the burst, but this is enough time for Liquid to take the turtle.
Maybe Yazuke is not even looking for the turtle. He's down bot. A quick diversion though to make sure that he can't steal this orange. Alter Ego Esports, I think in the end of that, it's a pretty fair trade overall. No big buffs were stolen from Team Liquid. If Alter Ego is able to take that orange, I would give it into their favor.
Yep.
It's a jungler for jungler. Sanford does take a death though, and that injures this bridge that is supposed to help Team Liquid carry themselves into the mid.
Okay, does he get to clear this wave? Mountain Shocker, oh! Doesn't get to survive that, but JP though going in with the shortcut brings in everyone from Liquid. That's the Appraiser's round, latching onto Nino as well, but the counter falling Star Moon still gets stunned, and that's gonna be a 1-for-2.
As we've seen for our XP laners. Hold on, OHEB.
OHEB gets knocked up, does have the BMI, will reposition. Hijime was there though. Fortunately, Carl saving him there.
Great skill there from OHEB to stay alive, but again, Sanford's gonna deal, he's gonna be the punching bag. Like I've said throughout the Swiss and knockouts, your XP laners get beat up, man, and that's just how it's gonna be, and then they can adjust from there. Now, taking a look at the items, again, Alter Ego, still playing the same way. They're still working in their first items across the board for both teams here, but it's more so answering that ability that if Alter Ego chooses to pick a lane, go for a gank, get a kill, they always have to be conscious of the shortcut. Not just that, but the diversion too, because those are such two big, powerful ultimates that are in the sleeves of Team Liquid.
DHS is locked in for OHEB, and normally, what we saw last game, it took a bit longer for OHEB to get involved, but because of the shortcut, he's able to join these fights instantly, and it's going to be one of the things that gives Team Liquid a nice advantage coming into some of these fights.
Okay, 10 seconds away from this turtle. They might decide to just go ahead and full-on fight it. Arfi and OHEB, they've been at it just like we expected. Arfi, you know, handling his own there, but you can see the rotation and the setup is getting in place. Yazukee has done a great job at controlling a lot of the objectives and in their games as Alter Ego, and you know, that's something that we have to see here from Carl T. And again, why I think he's opted to go back to that. Let me pick utility pick. So Sanji.
Sanji doesn't get touched that. He gets bursted down. Without him, this is a huge go signal for Alter Ego to just go and commit to the turtle.
You know, I was just about to say, I don't know if Alter Ego wants to commit to this turtle with Yazukee already down 2. It's a tough fight for them, and even now, even without Sanji, it's dangerous, right?
Nope.
But that's a huge win before the turtle to at least, whoa!
Wait, Tanford will try to go for the assassinate. Who Yazukee still survives! But that's gonna be enough time for Carl TZ to actually take the turtle. JP flickering in to finish off the kill! And now, it's all members of Liquid fighting. Glazing to it, committed by OHEB, gets cancelled by the knockup from the way of the dragon, though Nino will be taking him down. There is gonna be the chase from Alter Ego, though, gets stopped by Sanji still. Hijime trying to go for the kill. Carl TZ shutting down Alec, and they'll still try to chase for Sanford, but he's still gonna be alive! Energy eruption of Razor's Wrath, and it's a double for Carl!
Alter Ego, actually, they almost win that fight for a second there, but wait a second, big diversion coming in.
They still want to go? Another fight! Brewing up top! They land the stun, but it's gonna be under the turret. Might just convert into a kill for Yazukee, and that's what's gonna happen.
TL, I think they should have backed off. They decided to go, and you know, you gotta remember, this is the Flying Clouds map, so even if you get some kills, those members coming back up will be back to the fight so quickly, so they end up having a death here. And that's an adjustment that needs to be made, but Alter Ego Esports, again, with everything that's happened, will continue to go ahead and scale up. Now the problem being, yes, OHEB doing a pretty good job at being able to farm. Arfi is doing the same. So eventually, when we get to that point in the game, these gold laners are going to be so important for their team fights here.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's actually balancing it out despite all the energy shields earlier being taken by Arfi, and his turret also being slightly damaged too.
You know, I gotta say, yesterday we were talking about teams bringing out the worst in each other, and I feel like these two teams right now are bringing out the worst in each other. From overextension from Alter Ego to overextension from Team Liquid. They are real. I mean, this whole game 2 is on tilt right now. Everyone is on tilt right now, and this is not just for a win. This is, you know, this is for ego right here.
It's so important to untilt.
This is a whole lot at stake basically in this, and I think with the way that TL was kind of handled by Alter Ego Esports in Game 1, they definitely want to come out with this lineup and make it work, but so far you can't call it anyone's game just yet. Alec, well, not the kick he was looking for.
Not the right combo too, but they take down that tier 1 turret though, even though they didn't actually find the Falling Star Moon also. Carl TZ though makes his way to the turtle. OHEB getting bursted by Hijime, already using the black shoes. Black Dragon form by Sanford onto Yazukee. Under the turret, diving in there, finally picks up the kill.
Oh man, they're still going.
The Hunters on the prowl. Arfi able to take out Sanford, though it's a 1-for-1 as Alec with the re-engage.
Okay, that's the Appraiser's Wrath. Hito still flickering in, trying to go for the chase on JP. The Sanji out the combo will not make it in time. That's 2 for 1.
Time after time, blow after blow. It's just not stopping at this point, but once again, just like Game 1, Alter Ego seems to win out on the trades. They get the mid-tier 3. They lose Yazukee, but they find Sanford plus JP on top of it.
I love how after all that, both gold laners just swap sides, but they are going to get pressure for this tier 1. OHEB.
All three ascent.
No flicker from Alex still, but RV are...
No guns here.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's our tower. Back up.
Oh my God.
Kick to the face.
hey, you know, again, at this point, this is exactly what Alter Ego has to do. Whoa, diversion?
Oh.
They actually going to follow through?
Oh, they find Hijime! Energy! Another stun from JP. Now doesn't have the black shoes, and OHEB will finally take him down.
That was the wrong bush to walk into.
Hey, I don't think Black Shoes is going to help you with that, you know, and everybody shows up through the shortcut. So this is the thing they have to keep in mind. As the game transitions and Alter Ego controls, you know, portions of the game, at some point the map is open and you have to keep your head on a constant swivel, basically, if you're Alter Ego. Because at any point, it's either the diversion or the shortcut. And it almost gets to this point where it's just a whole lot like this.
Oh.
That's the shortcut dodged by RV. Such great mechanics you're seeing from this player. Still get the tier 1 turret though, but the combo from Sanji actually stuns so many. Sanford going in for the backlines, but so is Dino. RV going down. Now it's Hijime next. Yazukee all alone together with Alec. Do they still want to fight this? It's Carl and Sanford, but without the Black Dragon form, they might just try and attempt. But the other members of Liquid, they're gonna come and join. Now it might just be a wipeout in favor of Liquid.
Team Liquid Philippines got in the paint with Alter Ego Esports. And this time they had a team fight that could last. They could disengage, re-engage, get back in it, and throughout about a minute there, we didn't know which way it was going, but all it took was one final diversion to turn the table.
And that's my point, Trex. You don't know which way they're coming from. That's exactly what happened to Alter Ego Esports. There's too many possibilities for TL to show up, and now they're trying to hold down the mid lane.
And Carl TZ literally holding down everyone who attempts to try and fight against his team.
Can I just say, too, the adjustments that Sanford made here. Again, he got beat up in the early game. Now he's this threat. He's exactly what you expect the XP laners to do. Nino as well on the Esmeralda is capable of doing the same thing, but the way the team fights are happening is the threat of the Black Dragon form with the Petrify here. Whoa, Nino already burning the Flicker, by the way. So he's not going to have that. Meanwhile, Lord is making its way up top. You have the rest of TL down here on the bottom. And so they are just taking real estate around the map here.
Oh, they spot JP there. And all, or at least the shortcut is available. So I guess that's what Alter Ego's really trying to be careful about. They come in on JP though.
One of the things that kept Sanford in this game, yes, he takes 2 or 3 deaths in the early game. Yazukee also takes 2 or 3 deaths in the early game. So Sanford knows his target. He knows the person that I can still bully even though I'm behind. Yeah. And he's the one who's been claiming almost all of these deaths on Yazukee. A lot of damage though.
That's a Petrify on Nino.
Why was Nino there when his Flicker was down? I mean, he used it earlier. He knew that he could potentially get set up there. There wasn't much room for him to move, and he knows there's a Petrify across from it. A lot of crowd control that can stop him in his tracks. Again, you can't just rely on...
Oh! A flicker from JP and the Black Dragon form. Now everyone's just getting dived by Liquid. OHEB trying to finish off the kill on Hijime. Still has the black shoes though, but they'll now focus on the mid-base turret. They still will decide to work on the other remaining turrets for now. They're taking things one step at a time.
Nino does finally come up. Can they clear the minions?
Easy going in. Look at the burst coming in from Liquid. They will get to deal with this minion for now, but there are multiple waves still coming from the mid and the top lane. Nino back again in the game. They will try to focus on him for just a bit more, but now it's Liquid just focusing on what's needed. The base is in. Okay. Everything was so fast.
That's game 2. Done and dusted. Just like in game 1 when you thought, man, is this gonna end? Well, this time TL's like, hey, we're gonna end it here. We're not gonna leave any second guesses.
And yeah, it's leaning towards here.
I saw a possible switch up between the Guinevere, but Carty's on a Leomord. You gotta respect that.
Wolf, Alter Ego or Liquid?
Liquid.
All right, I want to hear Nice, Trex, and Brigida. Who do you think won this draft?
Game 3 upon us. I'll tell you what, I like both drafts. But I will say that the draft from AE, that lineup rating, I know we always kind of give it with a grain of salt, but man, it is heavily in favor of Alter Ego. It looks like we're going to take a little bit longer to jump in to see just how these drafts end up actually doing, and that's a good time. Trex, what do you think, man? Are you leaning towards what Liquid has here? Do you like what Alter Ego brought? Do you agree with the lineup ratings?
I mean, I don't know. The lineup ratings have definitely been a little crazy with the introduction of so many different gold lane fighters, just new meta overall. But I will say this, yes, AE has some decent counters to Team Liquid's draft. The major things that I'm looking at on Team Liquid, the Leomord Hilda combo has been so vicious in the mid lane. And I don't think we're gonna see a big pop-off from the side of AE until the level 4s start to connect. So if Team Liquid can maybe get that aggression from level 1 to level 3, there is some opportunity. But then you could say the same thing for the Khalid. You have two such aggressive roamers in that initial 2 minutes. It's going to be such a fight for power overall.
Honestly, this is why I guess I will be definitely looking at everyone's individual performance in this game, considering the kind of heroes that they decided to pick up, because I know that it does require a bit more of, let's say, coordination from Alter Ego's drafts, since they have the Guinevere. But we've seen time and time again how these junglers, these top junglers who are still fighting in this tournament, have utilized this Guinevere in many ways. And it's not entirely that you're required to play for the team. You could also do things by yourself. We've seen some objective steals even that they're able to accomplish on this Guinevere by simply just a single spatial migration even, or just by using the immunes available through the Violet Requiem. So there's so much to watch out for individually among these players, and I think that's really what's going to make this fight exciting.
Well, we'll find out. We're jumping back into the game again. This is game 3 of this best-of-5 series between Alter Ego and Team Liquid. The team that wins this series will then have to face off against SRG in the lower bracket final later today, by the way. So again, this is all an endurance test, and whoa, JP, whoa. That's an early flicker down. That's usually what we see, right? These beginning of the games, you usually try to get some of those resources out. The gold laners have been dueling it out all day so far, and that's kind of what we expect. It's nice to see, by the way, Arfi's actually going to be on a marksman this time instead of the Freya. Not to mention, you know, he is one of the players that have done so good on the Freya, but now he's got a matchup against OHEB on the Granger here. Taking a look at the emblems, anything sticking out to you, Trex?
Nothing too major, honestly. I mean, on the side of Team Liquid, I'm always looking for those wilderness blessings, quick movement, and this is something to pull it together on Hijume as well. But instead of, I think previously yesterday we saw pull together plus the cooldown emblem. This time we want a little bit more speed to be able to keep up with the Hilda. So overall, though, nothing too crazy. We do have the killing spree for Carl Teasy. Get aggressive, stay aggressive, look for these big fights.
Even for Sanford, man, like he's taking the Brave Smite. It looked like he burned the flicker because he takes the Brave Smite because he's dueling against the Yu Zhang, you know? Like, typically we have seen the Sora pick up the Concussive Blast to go ahead and help maintain some of that lane or that push, but now he's got Brave Smite, and that's just the way that Sanford's going to have to deal with that.
Okay, it's a Petrify and a Violet Requiem. No way out of that for Sanford there as Nino takes first blood, but there's going to be a counterattack from Liquid. JP takes the kill on Yazukee. Could have went to Carl, but still.
Yazukee should have known they were coming. He checked the bush, but he checked it. I mean, he was right there by the time he checked the bush. You know, it was too late at that point.
And everything is happening everywhere at this point. Turtle's up, by the way, but both teams, as they've done throughout the series, are just saying, you know what, we're going to brawl this one out. We're going to get the kills where we can. And now with Turtle up, they'll get in position. Carl Teasy just around the corner here. Sanford at level 4 as well. And they go ahead and fight for control around the space here.
Yeah, the duels are crazy, but now it's a team fight that we're about to see. They have their targets onto Hijume, but Sanji too gets targeted down really, really well. Nino finally takes him down, but Carl Teasy picks up the kill on Nino. Now he's trying to look for another target. Yazukee goes down next. No jungler, no retry available for Alter Ego, and JP will just keep zoning out the other members as they spot out Alec, but will they have enough damage? RV2 with the Blazing Duet. Now Alex gets stunned, but gets to finish the job on JP. Carl Teasy, one more hit. Quick Sandguard utilized by Alec, and he gets out safely.
In a moment of, I mean, teetering back and forth, Alter Ego do at least make sure it ends off as a stalemate, but Yazukee with 2 deaths That's the big loss here. He's level 4 to level 6 on Carl TZ.
Oh.
Nino now in trouble.
Hands over a target to Carl, but Sanford gets outplayed by Nino.
Take a little taste of your own medicine, says Nino to Sanford, man. He's making this Yuzhong work so well in the early game, and he's going to be a big threat because he's already 3-1 right now. The Petrifies have been on point, and they continue on. Taking a look at the items here. First items still being built up. I did think that because of the way that the, OHEB decided, well, hold on, they're going to drag Sanji back.
Oh, that felt like a real world that was forced. Now there's a Phantom Steed coming in from Carl. He's going to go for the attack. Sejume forced to flicker out as well. OHEB, can he still join this? JP trying to go for the chase. That's 3 members of Alter Ego who are somewhat low, but still the knockups get to him. And now the Blazing Duet from RP. JP's now down. Sanford tries to catch up, gets the kill on Yazukee, but that's about it.
Another kill onto Yazukee. Team Liquid from game 2 to game 3 continue to bully in. And yes, Alter Ego, Nino doing a wonderful job. But Team Liquid know the game plan. Yes, we can lose in some fights, but objectives are what are going to win these games. And as long as Carl TZ is far ahead, it's going to give a big advantage to the side of Team Liquid here. Alter Ego Esports might worry all the time for a Guinevere jungle is if you fall behind, every time you get that Violent Requiem, you're just going to get shredded down.
Oh, the duel, the Phantom Steed, no more BMI, and OHEB with the last hit.
I'll tell you what, you can always count on the Baby Cakes duo to be there for each other. But the Turtle's up. Yazukee is going to take this advantage to try to secure it. And he's going to try to slow down Carl TZ. The zoning from Nino as well. Does TL just give this one up? Looks like they're going to do exactly that. So Alter Ego still doing a great job at if something is traded across the map, we will take something as well.
That actually being able to do that, being able to slow Carl TZ from getting that, does staunch the bleeding a lot for Alter Ego Esports. But Yazukee just deleted, and the wound is reopened.
I was going to say, Yazukee he's in a bad position, man. I don't know if you're going to be able to stop the bleeding on him right now.
Oh, not going to land the setup. And I think it's a bit too similar to what we were talking about previously about bringing out the worst in both of these teams. Hold on, RP using the Blazing Duet. Still has the BMI to get out of that though. But going back, it's such a drastic change from Yazukee and his performance in the past 2 games.
Well, he had a bit of a difficulty in game 2, but yeah, he had a very different game 1, and I feel like TL has just made that adjustment, not just from the draft, but also the way that they rotate around the map and punish when they can, and that's one of the things you can do. Look at Carl TZ. He's quite a bit ahead, 1,600 gold ahead, specifically against Yazukee. So he's almost got his transition to this point where, at this point, I'm going to try to get the Retribution off, but it's more so I'm going to get the Spatial Migration and the Violent Requiem off and let the team follow through and make something happen here. That's probably the best thing that he can hope for currently.
You know, OHEB went for a very early, I think it was his first item actually. Normally go Hunter Strike, but I saw the 2 gloves. It looked like he was building into the Sky Piercer. I didn't see which one went first. But he's already got the kill.
Yeah.
He has faith that his team's going to help him be hyper-aggressive here. They've gotten Arfi down. OHEB is going to become a problem if this stampede continues.
Yeah, and I guess this is the adjustment from Liquid too, right? They changed who they want to focus on. It's going to be a bit more onto Yazukee rather than what we initially thought, because based on the drafts, it seemed like they were always able to force out Hijume on the rather unique mid laners, but now they let go of the Juicin, and it seems like they just rather fight Yazukee head on. And speaking of fights, they're gonna fight RP here, forcing out the flicker. The flicker from OF2, but Raging Sandstorm will prevent him from picking up the kill.
Great save there from Alec. Now Hijume makes his way up.
Oh, now they spot JP. JP still has the flicker though, but he will get knocked up first. Doesn't need to use it though. He's still gonna be okay.
Oh, that's happening though. Turtle goes over to Carl TZ. The gold has now breached 1,000. Nothing major, but with the way this match has been going, it does seem like a lot.
Yeah, nothing too big, but Alter Ego Esports has to be in a position where they go ahead and try to build up Arfi as much as possible. He's got to get to that Trinity. You know, usually you see that under that 10-minute mark. He is doing pretty good at farming up, but now the top play.
Alec and Hijume going in at the same time, but the Phantom Steed is there. Carl TZ will be able to respond, but without OF, do they still want to fight this? That's going to be the flicker from Baby as well. Real world manipulation doesn't stop them from diving into the turret, but Carl TZ is still going for it. He wants to take down RP next, gets to finally finish off the kill. Could he pick up a triple? There you go. Might just be a maniac even if they allow him to. And that's going to be another flicker from Sanford, but Nino
but hey, that's the wipeout. TL are led by Carl TZ and Barbiel.
The Stampede is on at this point. Team Liquid go from 1,000 gold to almost 4,000 in about 45 seconds. They take that third turtle, they quickly rotate up to the top side, and Nino, he just goes too deep there. Alter Ego got a little too spread apart. They got what they came for, but Carl TZ showed up and changed everything in Team Liquid's hands so fast.
I can't believe we're seeing the Leomord on Carl just now, and that's a Leomord who has a 3K gold lead.
3K gold lead.
That is a lead, if I could say anything. I mean, 6-0-4 right now, and yes, Carl TZ just shined now, but it's been everything they're doing. Oh, Yazukee.
Yep, that's gonna be a punish onto Sanford right there. Does force out the Eagle going from behind! Alec and Nino trying to look for the team fight. RP2 joining with the letting do it. Carl TZ, does he get to make it in time? RP still trying to finish off the kill. No! Dexter does the job! Dexter gets to finish off the kill. Carl TZ now all alone. Can he still manage this? It's not gonna be possible for him anymore! Let's shut down for Hijume!
Okay, they'll wipe out TL this time.
Wipeout for wipeout. What are we beholding right now? Alter Ego fearlessly jump into it. 4,000 gold behind. Let's take a look at the replay real quick. It all starts with Yazukee, we just missed that, but Nino comes in from the side with a 3-man Petrify, and Arfi takes the risk under the tower. If he doesn't get OHEB here, the amount of timing, golly, just timings on some of these.
It's exactly what Alter Ego Esports needed to happen. And yes, Carl TZ, because he's so far ahead, says, I'll take a couple with me. But now the Lord is up, and that was a big turn for Alter Ego. They were facing a 4K deficit from TL earlier on, and now they're in a much better fighting position. And, you know, Yazukee having a hell of a time in the early game. He's still what I was saying before. He just needs to kind of jump in, get that spatial migration off there. Trinity just locked in a little bit late, not too bad. But again, Arfi has done a great job at adjusting to the pressure that was put in his lane.
Alter Ego still have to be so careful though about this Lord. Yazukee is still 3 levels below Carl TZ. That's a big retry gap. He's not going to be able to win the 50-50 here. They got to do something about Carl TZ.
Okay, Phantom Steed already used. Raging Sandstorm to catches so many people. Arfi already using the Blazing Duet. Deals so much damage to Carl and Sanford. Carl TZ finds skill on Alec, but on the back line. Oh, it goes down. Carl TZ is still alive though, and he actually finds a triple. It's Nino all over again, left being chased, and Carl TZ wants more. He's still gonna try to go after another Phantom Steed, and a shot down for Carl.
Somebody stop this guy, because Carl TZ is taking everything, and the killing spree is doing so much of these team fights for him.
We're gonna need a replay after every single one of these fights at this point. So what happens is Alec goes for a full Raging Sandstorm into the back line, but the problem was never the back line. The problem this whole time has been Carl TZ.
Oh my god. Oh, speaking of Carl TZ, finding another one, it's gonna be Alec. Oh, has decent damage though.
Oh! Okay, hey, he wanted to go, but that's a good amount of gold to Arfi.
Brigida's twitching over here.
Yeah, that's the turret shots too, but you know.
The turret shot like faded out, and the damage connected after
What's where
the
you say
shot.
Needed turret, needed help. And that's good though. Again, you have to stop this guy, right? Carl TZ just having too much freedom to roam. Yeah, like what do you do? Again, he did pick up some defensive items now. So he's got the brute force, he's got the wings. This is insane, man. Like he's got Malefic Roar, a Fury Hammer, and then the War Axe, and he's doing that much damage. So the saving grace here for Alter Ego Esports is, again, Nino has had a hell of a game. He's still maintaining it. The Petrifies have been so good, and they can work on it. Also, if the stacks can build up on Hijume on this Jushin, that will really benefit them in these team fights. They should be able to clear this out fine. They just don't want to get caught into a team fight that they don't want to take here.
Oh, Yazukee.
Yazukee might get punished here, already using the Winter Crown. Sanford to deal with the other two back lines, and he forces them out just in time before the other members of Liquid arrive.
They thread the needles, dodge the shots, If OHEB connects one more of those on anyone, they're going down at this point. But CarlTeezy chasing down Alec.
Oh my goodness, which is faster? Who is faster? There's the quick sand guard, gets cancelled. Oh, the Cyclone Ice somehow helps him though. CarlTeezy, can he accomplish the chase? OHEB with the Death Sonata. And now it finally hits.
He bides some time though. Alter Ego Esports, you know, I said it before that last Lord fight. Yazukee still level 13. They shouldn't be taking these big objective fights. They need to look for small pickoffs, get themselves to the right gold point.
Oh, two-man center from Sanford. And now they find the kill on RV. Yazukee 2000 survive.
Man, oh man, just when you think some things are going right for Alter Ego Esports, Team Liquid says no. Now they're knocking on the base turret here in the mid lane.
Oh, there's the real world, forcing out the Crimson Beacon from Hijume. Black Dragon form coming in from Nino. They'll try to save this game, but Phantom Steed comes in just at the right moment. They have one minion inside the base, but they're gonna work on this bottom lane base turret first. Discipline for Team Liquid.
Good discipline at that. Alter Ego Esports will be able to defend. Team Liquid, though, they're going to turn this 5,000 gold lead after taking all this jungle away from Alter Esports a little bit higher. We're talking 5.5, creeping into the 6, Lord up in 10 seconds. And once again, to say it for maybe the 20th time, Yazukee is multiple levels behind CarlTeezy. A 5,000 gold lead at that into the hands of CarlTeezy. 14-2-5 at that into the hands of CarlTeezy.
And we're seeing another winter or Wind of Nature over Winter Crown Claude for Alter Ego here, RP.
They're gonna have to rely on the team fighting here. I mean, they're showing face around this Lord. Do they want to take this fight?
I don't know.
They're bursting it down, but the Black Dragon form already committed by Nino here. Raging Sandstorm doesn't actually hit onto anyone. RP going in with the Blazing 2 with CarlTeezy trying to deal with him though. And when he returns to the BMI, Sanford and JP are there to take care of them. CarlTeezy though, actually going down. He's trying to work on OHEB, and that's actually finish the job! That's Baby Cakes already taken down by Alter Ego!
But still, it's a 3v2. Nino on the run right now.
Oh my goodness, this is a Sky Piercer! Sushin! But Sanford doesn't allow him
What can Nino do
to
here?
get any more!
He doesn't have a Black Dragon. He doesn't have a Petrify. There's no way to stop the onslaught.
There's the Dragon, but it's not going to be enough. Sanford and JP are just focused on the base. Team Liquid are at match point!
Team Liquid literally stampeded game 3, and that was with CarlTeezy's Leo Mord, and man, Alter Ego, they fought valiantly, but just not enough to deal with everything being thrown out. You saw so many wipeouts, man, but hey, TL gets on top of this one, and now is at match point.
And made them move forward to the grand finals. Match point for Liquid. The last remaining hope of Indonesia and Alter Ego. Defiant, wanting to force a game number 5. Will it be the Golden Road continuing, or will Alter Ego force this to go all the way?
The hope and dreams of Indonesia are in the hands of Alter Ego right now for this one. Can they extend the series, or will Team Liquid continue the Golden Road stampede forward to face off SRG in that lower bracket final? Trex, we see the drafts here. We've seen what happened throughout the series. How do you feel about this one?
I don't know, I was heavily expecting in the second ban phase to see the Akai banned out. It has been one of the single answers to the Leomord heavily, especially in the hands of a Filipino team. Someone like CarlTeezy who has been around for so many metas and can play just about anything comfortably. You add that up with the Luo Yi, it is definitely a dangerous combination for Team Liquid. On the side of Alter Ego though, you have Arfi on Comfort, you have Nino on Comfort, you have the Farza. It is a powerhouse of picks on both sides.
It's always been the Filipino team so far, bringing out the Akai, and so far it's working. Demon Kite. Now CarlTeezy, who I think has been through a decent amount of Akai games in the past as well.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that's funny. This is why I always love these longer series, you know, best of 5s, best of 7s, because even though we find like ourselves in a meta, especially here, like whether the M series or any of the major tournaments, you see that continue to shift, but then also you see the throwback of some of the lineups and metas that worked in the past. And you know, a lot of the junglers out there, like Carl Teasy, like Demon Kite, like you mentioned, and, you know, even all around, they all spent so much time on utility junglers for the longest time, right? That was the meta, that was the play for a while, and now you've got this good balance, I feel like, between the assassins and then utility bringing forward. It looks like they want to make a play up top.
Oh, now they're going to try to go for Yazukee once again. The Phantom Steed is baited out though. Nino trying to go lightning form. Carl Teasy, he's bursted down. Heavy spin. Already committed. But that's a CC. Immune Sora. Now that's the airstrike finishing off the kill on Sanford. JP still diving in. But he gets taken down too. RP might just want more. Looking for Sanji here. But Sanji gets out safely.
I didn't even think about that mechanic of the Sora into the Akai, the shifting clouds. As long as you time it correctly while the heavy spin's happening, you just pound down and you're unaffected by it. That could honestly be the answer. That could honestly be the counter that Alter Ego needs to carry them through this game.
This is exactly what Alter Ego needed to happen here at this point. You know, game 4, get a strong start, and they do exactly that. So Turtle in their hands, a nice 1,000 plus gold lead for now. A good amount of kills too, spread across the board. Oh.
Whoa. That was just the edge of the glorious pathway meant to slow Sanji down, but now they bring in Alec under the turret and with a heavy spin secures the kill.
Wow, but Nino got a solo kill.
Yeah, somehow we didn't get to see it, but that's the second time Sanford went down.
And that's a 2-0-2 Sora right now. Normally it takes a bit for them to come online, but it's gonna be happening a lot quicker now. He's already level 6. Sanford's gonna be having trouble 0-2-0. But we've seen this a few times in the EXP lane. Sanford always seems to pick himself up, get the dust off his shoulders, and get back in the game.
So it's funny because, you know, throughout the game, well, Sanji dancing.
Oh, now they try to go for the setup. But that's a Purify from Hijume, so he'll be okay. Somehow the laning seems to be going really well for Alter Ego.
Yeah, this is what they need. Like I said, they got to be able to secure the opposite ends of the map as well. An Oracle first item now picked up for Nino. He knows he's going to be one of the more aggressive initiators for this lineup. It allows that space for Alec to work with this Hylos. And you just have a lot of pressure, if you think about it, from Alter Ego's lineup. Again, even Arfi, the most winning, I feel like, Freya we have currently in M7. Arfi definitely knows this hero through it in and out. Like, I mean, look at the way he's just going to go ahead and take some of this gold under Oheb.
Such quick rotations too coming in from Alter Ego. Oheb already using the BMI now. Even Carl just trying to take his purple buff. They might just attempt to deny it from him. Oh, a flicker already forced out of Oheb. JP holding that bush though. Will he try to go for the setup? But however, we are looking down bottom. That's going to be the BM or the Blazing Duo just to clear the way. Could be outplayed. Army, no! Heavy spin though, putting down 2 members. And now that's 3-man knockup coming from Nino. Might not be enough for Liquid to survive this. He still jumps in onto Carl. Gets some shields from the top. And dodges the fettered airstrike just in time. A vengeance from Sanford 2. And he trades out Hijume!
What looked like such a good team fight for Alter Ego under the tier 1 turret. It goes bad very quickly as TL is able to pick up a couple kills. Good thing Yazukee is still alive, so that threat for the turtle is still there. But meanwhile, also, we have to take note of what happened in the gold lane, man. Arfi is not letting up an Oheb.
Yeah, I mean, he's okay with the 1v1. Now into the tower once again!
Arfi is manhandling Oheb right now. I gotta say it, this Freya is unstoppable for now.
Yep, and now it's Carl Teasy with a spot. He does have the heavy spin, now he's forced to use it. 4 members of Alter Ego manning this turtle, they cannot contest. Oh,
Lane for lane right now.
okay. The stun doesn't land on Sanford, but he's being dived by 3.
Wow. Hey, Alter Ego, they'll make it happen where they need to. Yeah, they lost the team fight. Well, they just got it and more back.
Alter Ego, 2.3k gold lead. RV, Oheb has to like just maybe swap. I don't even know. Could you go to the other lane?
I feel like we're seeing the same thing here, Trex.
Either. RV taking a look at the win rate, predicts 62% in the hands of Alter Ego, and I feel the same way right now. I love the way that Alter Ego are rotating right now. Alec is like this pivot point, and you see Hijume move around. Same thing with Yazukee, and they all kind of shift to the right, then everyone shifts to the left. Look at the gold difference, though, between Arfi and Oheb right now. It's 2 items to 1, a 1.5k gold lead.
This is a choice that Team Liquid made, though. They've always opened the Freya. They've never once considered to take it out.
Yeah.
They've always allowed RP to take it for himself. They've found ways to deal with it, but now in such a crucial moment, you get to see where RP performs really well too. It's such a hard spot to recover from if you're a Claude, but now they find the burst on Hijume. Still has to be the flicker gets committed by OM. Just one hit left. Still not enough.
Oh man, you commit all that. Unfortunate not to get a kill, and they're gonna still go in the jungle.
Okay, that's gonna be a counter engage, but a Phantom Speed committed though. So is the Glorious Pathway, slowing down the members of Liquid. Now RP has his eyes set on OM, already committing the BMI. He's trying to go for the save. On the other side of the map though, Nino taking care of JP and Sanford too. The fight is split up, and it's JP who gets taken down first. Sanford might just survive this, and another fight happening across the map. OM! It's bursted down!
Arfi doesn't just have his eyes on Oheb, he's got his hands on Oheb non-stop. He will chase him to the end of the earth at this point. And just when he can't get him, Hijume flies up, drops a feathered airstrike. Alter Ego are in control right now. We're 8 minutes in, 5K gold lead. Another item locks in for Yazukee.
Arfi is in the mind of Oheb right now. If there was that, oh, hold on.
They're gonna burst on Sanford. That's a lightning form coming in from Nino. So much dashes into slows from the Glorious Pathway. And a free turtle for Yazukee.
They're going for more.
Attention to the bottom lane. It's gonna be JP who they target first. Oheb trying to deal some damage, but he has to use the BMI to get out. That's the better airstrike too. Alex standing in front of everyone. Sanji gets caught in the midst of 4 people. Alter Ego, look at the pressure that they're doing against Liquid.
Under the 10-minute mark, Alter Ego has built up an 8,000 gold lead. They're controlling everything in this game 4. It's looking like we're gonna see a game 5 unless TL somehow, some way does something. But I don't know if they can with this. I mean, it just seems like Alter Ego is locked in everywhere.
And all of them are playing so well right now. Nino has made amazing plays. Arfi has done his job so well just keeping Oheb out of these team fights. And Yazukee with a deathless KDA now he's the one 3 levels ahead of Carl TZ. Now he's the one with all the retribution advantages. And then Hijume, as long as you can keep on zoning like this, they control not only the neutral objectives, but the map as well.
Wow, look at this. Oracle just picked up here by Sanford. Are they going to force a fight under the turret?
Yep, the setup doesn't land from Nino, but it might just be enough. Fortunately, there was the Vengeance, though. Phantom Steed also used by Yazukee, but you see so many resources made it out just because of that attempt from Alter Ego.
Let's be real, though. Alter Ego does, don't push too hard. This is what happens many times. Team Liquid is going to back off out of that. They need to just secure this Lord at this point, play it clean, play it safe. They're not really on a time crunch. They have scaling heroes. They don't really need to rush it.
The time crunch right now is Oheb. He's so far behind, dude. He's only got DHS, and you're at the 10-minute mark. That's usually when they're finishing the Trinity for the Claude. That's how pretty much non-existent Oheb is right now. And so if you're thinking about, okay, well, if we're playing for that Claude to pop off later on, when does that happen? Well, my guy, you need like 8 to 10 minutes at this point for him to catch up. He does get a golden staff, but I still don't think this is a fight they want to take. The Lord is being started up. Glorious Pathway dropped down.
All right, Feathered Airstrike 2. Sanji trying to land the combo, but instead doesn't, so he needs to flicker out to survive.
Arfi.
Still gonna go for the diversion play though, Cartesi. Can he actually steal this away? He doesn't! Yazukee still secures the Lord!
The level difference is too much, the retribution gap is too much, and now Carl TZ goes down and pays the price.
A desperate attempt to buy more time for Team Liquid. It won't happen. Carl TZ gets taken out, and now with the Lord making its way down bot lane, almost 10,000 gold lead for Alter Ego. They have this win in sights. TL has to be able to pull off this defense and clear things out, but with the holy defenses down, even down to the bottom lane, this is going to be a tough one for them to pull off.
Yeah.
This fight could just be forced out by Alter Ego with this kind of lead and this advantage.
Yeah, because even looking at the wave clear that Liquid has, it's supposed to be on Oheb, but Oheb with so much catching up to do, this might be a difficult task for them. JP though jumping in, that's going to be the setup from Nino. Arfi just diving Oheb in the back lines though. Nino still trying to fight. There's the Feathered Airstrike dealing so much damage. JP flickering out, somehow still survives, but now it's going to be Sanford caught in 5 members of Alter Ego. The XP laners down for Team Liquid, but they get to take care of the Lord.
They might not end the game here, but they continue to look for it. With all the inhibitors gone, AE has free roam.
They got a wave.
Team Liquid's home base.
There's a wave in mid, but an airstrike brings OF down to half HP. The setup lands onto just JP. Can Liquid still clear the minions in the base? There are more incoming for Alter Ego. And somehow, miraculously, can Liquid really do this once again?
It's not over yet, but there it is, Alter Ego. Clean the base.
And we're going into game 5. I don't know how many times I've said it, but I love it. This is how it should be in the lower bracket. And it all comes down to that one game between these two phenomenal teams.
What if there's just a little bit of magic left behind those 3 masks? Redemption, salvation, domination, the hope of an entire country on their shoulders. The dream of a golden road in the other. Liquid and Alter Ego. Philippines versus Indonesia. This is game number 5.
All troops deployed.
And here we go, jumping into the last game for the series with a draft that was unexpected, but leave it up to Alter Ego to do just that in game 5 against Team Liquid.
You put all of your hopes into one last game here. All of your hopes into a Uranus. And I also question it a bit. Now, don't get me wrong. They have the Claude. They have Nino for a lot of damage. They also have Hijume. It's not like their damage chart is completely skewed. And I'm trying to think about this with the Consecration. You may be able to move around through Barbiel, through the Phantom Steed, and have some possibilities for these objectives. Do we agree? How does this exactly completely fall? There is possibility on it, but like they said, is it overcooked?
It's a bit too similar to what we were saying about OHEB being on the Claude earlier. Oh, wait. Both Flickers already forced out of the roamers, but going back, I guess one of the biggest differences, though, is that Arfi has been someone really reliable in terms of the laning. Whenever he gets his hands on even the marksman, even when he's not on the Freya, Arfi has been performing exceptionally well. So I think if it comes down to having to depend on Arfi, then Alter Ego would be in a rather comfortable spot, but that's considering that OHEB on this Esmeralda doesn't get to make things a bit too difficult for him too, but the way we're seeing it right now, he gets to freely cut the lanes as he wants, and a Flicker's forced out again from Hijume.
Yeah, you're able to go ahead and just kind of play into that, right? If you can get some of the pressure in the early game, that's kind of what we're seeing. We're seeing this push and pull, but TL wants to potentially make a play, knowing that Carl TZ is level 4 at Stanford as well, but they'll just go ahead and really start up this turtle. Again, Black Dragon form used just to keep Yazukee at bay, but is this going to be enough?
It's Yazukee who he's zoning
Oh.
out, and the shift, Phantom Steed into finishing off the kill for Yazukee. Carl TZ securing the turtle, and now they see Nino, but Nino too will respect, he will not commit anymore.
Yazukee just maybe didn't expect the damage to be so much. The passive was already on him from Sanford. The Cha was leaking away from him.
Yeah.
And Yazukee just walks right into it. Definitely a misplay this early in the game.
Yeah, there's something about Uranus junglers and them feeling a bit more softer than the typical Uranus that we see. Alec, though, gets stunned right under the real-world manipulation.
That is...
Unfortunate.
It's unfortunate because, again, as a Uranus jungle, what exactly are you going to be able to do against a Leomord type jungler in the rotation setup here?
An immediate setup into a somewhat burst damage coming in from both JP and Sanji. Not going to be enough to finish off the kill on Hijume, though.
At this point, we're already looking at the possibilities of Alter Ego on a clock, right? Looking for late game. I mean, their build was already kind of like that. You have the CC. You need to scale. You have Arfi on this Claude. You need to scale. They do have the shred to deal with OHEB when he scales, but Team Liquid can just continue to push this aggression at this point. They have JP 1-0-1 having a much better game than we've seen before on the Khalid.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a tough start. It's a very tough start for Alter Ego Esports already.
Although this feels the most disciplined both of these teams have been entire series long.
Which is crazy because nothing nothing too much has happened, but TL still built up a lead, nearly 2,000. Arfie's going through the same thing that OHEB had to deal with. And, you know, what I'm more interested in how Alter Ego is going to approach these objective fights because of the fact of, again, like we just saw from the last fight when that was started up, it was more of a zoning thing that was the problem. So they've really got to be able to rely on this lineup to kind of support that. Turtle's up, so is the purple buff. Yazukee might choose to just at least show face here, but I think this could just go over to TL. He's going to start as purple. JP gives that information, and that allows Carl TZ just to go ahead and secure the turtle.
I think it's a smart move from Alter Ego. You don't need to force it. You don't need to go too deep in. Alec now in a bad spot.
Yeah, you can't, because you'll get punished. You'll get chased by the Phantom Steed, by JP on this Khalid. And looking at it right now, though, Alter Ego might just want to fight. Finger from JP. OM going in. One Sarmon already committed. He does feel the damage, though. So somehow, Arfi, that's why we were talking about him being someone you could depend on.
Nobody goes down just yet. With a 1.5k gold deficit, Alter Ego almost get a kill. They almost also lose one as well, but just from that fight, you can see that this is still kind of a tie game.
Yeah.
Both sides having possibilities. Nice catch from Sanji.
And right now, they're just playing pretty much that pressure game. You were not gonna, if they can cut you off from your lane or from your tower, they're going to go ahead and take down that space, and that's the problem I see with Alter Ego's lineup, the ability to actually hold things down, right? Like because Arfi obviously is the one that wants to scale up and get to that point, but it's difficult for him, and so at some point he should be able to farm up a little bit easier. But right now, lane to lane, TL usually has the advantage here. Nino holding his own, that's the best he can do. I'm wondering if they'll actually want to fight into the next turtle. Oh, here's Arfi still dealing with that pressure.
There's a commit up top, but down bottom there is 1-2. OHEB cannot survive against 3. Ijume picks up the kill. Now Yazukee goes down though. Carl TZ joining in this fight is not looking too good for Alter Ego. It's a double for Carl.
You know, every time that Alter Ego has lost so far, the last 2 times they've lost, Yazukee has had one bad game. I don't know if it's already written in stone, but 0-1 on a jungle Uranus doesn't feel too positive for Alter Ego Esports. Luckily, they do get the kill onto OHEB in the boss side, but Arfi is the saving grace right now. He's the golden ticket. We said it before about OHEB on the club.
Yep.
This time it's Arfi. This time it is Ijume. If those two can go deathless, then maybe there's a chance.
Okay, but they want to get the kill on Ijume now. Not enough to force out the flicker, but you know he's low, so this might be an advantage for Team Liquid. Alec trying to look for an angle here. JP going in as well. They're just exchanging pokes.
Yeah, it looks like they want to actually contest this though. OHEB's in position. We'll see what can happen here, but again, with everything available, there's a Black Dragon form.
Phantom Steed and the Black Dragon form, both used at the same time. Alec, though, has his eyes set on Carl TZ, but that doesn't stop him from securing the red tree. Alec with a flicker out, Raging Sandford coming in 2, and Ijume with the Crimson Beacon. What can he do? He has his eyes set on Sandford. That's going to be the trade for Team Liquid as they're able to take out Alec, and they secure the objective.
Okay, so a 2-for-1, but the objective does go to Team Liquid, but even with the 2 deaths on Yazukee, we are starting to see him get a little bit tankier. Golden Wand does finally walk in, or Golden Staff does finally walk in for Arfi, but in the backside!
Carl TZ will force the play in between the Tier 1 and Tier 2, and that seems to go ahead and stop some of that momentum that was trying to build up here for Alter Ego for now, but they can still make some. Oh, Nino?
Oh, that's a curtain call, and the Yo-Yo Blitz, JP and Carl TZ. Still not enough damage though, coming in from Nino.
Oh, Arfi going toe-to-toe with OHEB in the boss side. Alec looking for the cutoff here. JP's gonna pull up though.
Okay, can Alec survive this? Still gets to return to the bush. Has a lot of ability too, so I guess he'll be fine. Not with the real world manipulation and the Phantom Steed committed to you though.
These fights are just, they're so interesting the way that they're playing out, because just when you think, you know, you're gonna find this kind of load time or a bit of a cooldown for both of them, they still are able to find, just like this Black Dragon form used. They just want to take this Tier 1 turret down to open up the map, and TL does just that.
This honestly feels the most macro Liquid has played in the entire series. They're just taking things one step at a time, always making sure that they commit their resources to take down or take away turrets from Alter Ego. And I feel like it's really working against this team who you're so used to seeing always just brawl it out.
Well, the thing is Alter Ego Esports in the past 4 games has been able to brawl it out, and it forces Team Liquid to brawl back with them. It forces them not to be, not to be macro efficient. But the thing is Team Liquid this time, they're in control of the game. So yeah, they can go back to being regular old, oh, we'll take towers, we don't need to rush things, we're comfortable. When you have a lead like this early on, and Alter Ego has a Uranus jungle where you can't force fights, that's why we're seeing this.
Maybe they tried earlier, actually, but you see the damage that Liquid has, and they can deal with him immediately. Now, speaking of damage from TLPH versus Nino, Nino has a slight advantage in this, as we're seeing right now, but with Sanford flying over him, Carl TZ gets to run away safely. Oh!
Okay, whoa, they
bust side.
JP and Carl! Carl TZ, could he actually get out of this? That's the real manipulation used for Hijime, just so he can save Carl TZ. Falling Star coming in from OHEB. Now there's a knock-up 2 coming in from Sanford. Hijime finally goes down in the hands of OHEB, and Liquid might go for the re-engage.
But with that, Alter Ego can't start up the Lord, so they chose to continue the fight. They lose Hijime, and he's an integral part of this composition to work. So it's back to it. Again, TL still maintaining a lead. They'll get back in position here to potentially force this fight around the Lord. Now for Alter Ego Esports, they're starting to get the hang of things here with his composition. Nino is a threat, and he is trying to do his best here, and that's why they're going for him.
Yeah, they're going to try and focus down on Nino, but he gets tied with the Garden Call. JP, can he survive this?
Yazukee able to put out more damage, but RP's locked on to JP!
JP doesn't live. Now that's 1 member down for Liquid, and Alter Ego gain control of the objective. Sanji does have the real world manipulation. Alec trying to zone out everyone as much as he can. OF doing the same, but he's starting to feel the damage from RP. Phantom Seed from Carl. They're going to focus down on Alec first.
But the Lord is still in the hands of Alter Ego. Carl TZ now making his way in.
Okay, Carl TZ in range. Sanford already using Black Dragon 4. He's on to 3 members of Alter Ego. Can he take down Hijime? That is going to be the real world manipulation. Finally finishing off the kill. Carl TZ versus Nino with vengeance. Carl TZ wins!
And Carl TZ is going to have to run from Yazukee.
Okay, that's the Phantom Seed, additional movement speed. Now he's up against RP though. Can Sanji save him from this? It's a no! BMI used just to escape RP. Doing phenomenal job at saving Alter Ego in this game. Yazukee, can he still live? OHEB trying to go after the chase. JP, slow down. OHEB still going for it.
RP able to still BMI away. Yazukee looking for the re-engage.
Oh, he's so tanky. And RP finally getting the job done. Sanji with no mana. It's only OHEB now.
And that's why you took the Uranus jungle, I guess. But it's working out for Alter Ego Esports as they look to take the Lord here.
We're back in it.
Not under their watch. Sanford still trying to fight. Blazing 2 with so much damage though. It will be enough to deal with the 2 sides.
Arfi is on fire right now. I know the KDA is only 009, but the clock was ticking and 10 minutes are up. Yazukee is practically unkillable, and as long as Arfi and him are together, it is a dynamic duo.
Ooh, what a turn of events here. And with everything that happened in the early and mid game, Alter Ego brings things in their favor. And look at this, again, Arfi, like you mentioned, Trex, I mean, he's on fire. He doesn't have many kills, but it doesn't matter. He's able to go ahead and pump out the damage. He's got all the assists in the world that he needs here. And that just might be the play. Plus the fact that Hijime is stacking up on this Sky Piercer. Now you're going to Malefic Gun. They want to force a fight here on the bottom side.
You want to go for OF now. That's a real world manipulation, though, dealing so much damage. JP going in with the Raging Sandstorm, now forced to flicker out just to survive. Sanford 2 helping in this defense up against the Lord. That's a critical coming in from Nino 2, tying JP and Sanford together.
All right, Lord able to move on to base. Alter Ego this time play it safe, get out of their face, and move back to safety. Alter Ego playing it clean.
Okay, looking to still put pressure. They'll get a tier 2 in the mid. They've cleared out a lot of real estate on the map for Alter Ego. And now, maybe for the first time or second time in this game, TL has their backs against the wall with this kind of composition to deal with. It makes you think, again, this Uranus jungle is able to just go ahead and play up front and provide information alongside Alec here, which gives that space to Arfi and Hijime. And so TL's got to solve that. How do they approach these fights and get some control back into the game?
There's no shredder.
I mean, a lot of it's going to come down to utilizing this RWM correctly.
Okay.
Nino?
Oh.
Oh, Nino in a bad spot.
Vengeance.
Get out of that. Now they're being surrounded by the members of Alter Ego. Alec coming in
Comes
from
RP.
behind. JP brought back. They're trying to run back to their base, and they successfully will.
There is just so much tankiness on the side of Alter Ego Esports, and Team Liquid has essentially no shred. They took the risk, right?
Yep.
They don't pick up a marksman. The panel was talking about it a little bit. There was definitely some worry. The saving grace was, oh, they went for Uranus, but now that Yazukee is online, now that Alter Ego Esports is online, you're right. How does Team Liquid approach this? They have to look for angles. They have to look for a big steal, something. But it is a tough pill to swallow.
They have to land those small opportunities, those stuns that they have, those petrifies, or even the crowd controls from JP. Because RP, it's not like he's on Purify anyway.
Yeah.
But then after that, what's next? Because you have to deal with these multiple tanky heroes of Alter Ego, and
I mean, Arfi just got Malefic Gun as well, so he's got more range. He's able to snipe from, he's able to attack from an even farther away. He doesn't really need the Purify. There's, other than the Petrify, he's good, and he can be a mile away from that. You know, he has ways, at this point, Arfi's a hard one to catch.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to make that happen. Again, you know, it's about the space that's provided for Arfi. Hijime, like I said, is going to be an issue as well for TL, especially when they try to approach some of these fights. And you know, you mentioned it, Brigitte, they don't exactly have someone to shred through some of this tankiness. I mean, brute force now for Hijime, making him even more difficult to kill, especially when he pops the beacon here. So for TL's lineup to work and then get through a winner crown, these are key big item pickups. Nino, though.
okay, now Hijime going into
Beacon.
with the Crimson Beacon, trying to look for someone to set up, but he gets to dodge the Raging Sandstorm, and now they're on to Sanji. Sanji, he cannot survive this dive, coming in from Alter Ego. Sanford 2 separated from the rest of the team. Now they're on to Alec, they're going for the chase. Carl TZ can actually finish off the kill, but now on the other side of the map, the Apex Predator will have to be the sacrifice.
With Sanford gone along with Sanji, yes, they find Alec, but Arfi should be able to move on to this Lord quick. Will Team Liquid try to go for a steal? It's getting bursted down too fast.
Too fast right now as Alter Ego has control. TL shows up way too late, and JP tries to get away. They're gonna have to disengage. This is not a fight they want. Oheb will jump on forward, but still they need to reset and get ready for this Lord push from Alter Ego.
It's all going to be about how Alter Ego approaches this base. One of the major faults we've seen from Alter Ego over this M7 is overstepping your welcome, making one false move to throw a game. And if you know the Philippines, they're always watching for that one small mistake. Alter Ego has to be meticulous when they enter this base.
They're gonna have to go ahead and buckle in here with this kind of lineup. Not the best clear in the world. They're gonna rely on the RWM too. A conceal's gonna be used. Lord makes his way top. Here comes the push into the base.
Yep. Phantom Seed already committed. Alec and Yazukee getting damaged by just a bit. Now Liquid will have to focus on the Lord. Falling Star Moon doesn't connect onto anyone. They have to split themselves up in order to take care of what needed to be taken care of. Now, Liquid are somehow still in the game.
They're still in it. They clear things out. They lost the base turret up top. Bottom is nearly down too. Alter Ego Esports, they're showing the discipline.
They are, and they get the top inhibitor, which is huge because Lord's gonna spawn up on the bottom side. So now, not only do you have this frontline advantage, but you have a macro advantage. And there is some risk to not trying to force this over, but with the lineup they have, in my opinion, at this point in the game, it is a cleaner lineup. So now they just have to have faith in their lineup, and as long as they play smart, the game could fall into their hands.
Well, right now, Alter Ego Esports not giving them much of an opportunity to do that. Some of these defensive items coming into play now too. Alec, rocking that immortality, he is tanky enough, and just he'll sit on this side of the map, allowing the rest of Alter Ego to make moves elsewhere. You look at the items here specifically, again, with Arfi building up, he's exactly where he needs to be. Even Hijime. I don't know how many stacks Hijime actually has on this Sky Piercer, but he is a problem because the innate tankiness, he does go ahead and switch things out, picks up the Lantern, so a Chastised Pauldron now too for Yazukee. So That's the problem, man. There's so much tankiness in their ability. There we go. 31 stacks here on, and that's great because that's a threat enough even when they force these fights.
I'm wondering how I feel though about the cell and dropping the brute force breastplate. Yes, your front line is tanky, but there's some risk reward there, right? You go for a bit more damage, you give up the possibility that Sanford or Carl Teasy are gonna jump on you, and that could be the survivability. Let's see how it plays out though. RP!
Oh, they catch RP. Can Carl Teasy actually find him? No! The BMI was available. Now it's Sanford trying to go on to him. The petrify lands, but there's a winter ground available. Sanford might just get punished here, and he does! Hijume, killing spree. It's a double for him too. Real run manipulation used just to save the game as much as they can, but it's gonna be a triple for Hijume!
AP and Sanji are the last ones defending. It's 5 against 2, and the minions down the bot.
There are minions down bottom. Everyone from Alter Ego's low. BMI available. Winter Crown again. Yazukee finally going down. Alec has to play this safe. Hijume though, very aggressive, diving in. JP2 sacrificing his life. The base is within reach, and Alter Ego might just make it happen, but they cleared a wave.
It's too much time. That's it.
Alter Ego will stand strong as Indonesia's last hope. They are the ones to shut down the Golden Road.
The dream of the Golden Road will be just that and only that. But a dream as Alter Ego rises above it all with Indonesia roaring behind it to eliminate Team Liquid from M7.
The Cavalry goes silent as